Alrighty. I'm just going to start talking because I always ramble away thinking we're not live, and we always are. So what do we got? Fake out or breakout, Baloo? That's what today's all about.
Yeah. Well, we can definitely dive into the charts and figure it out together. I like the looks of it. You know,
let's try. Well, I'm in one of those horrible shorts where I was kind of hedging against the rest of my portfolio. I've actually been head down breeding axes, something we will have a chat about today. But first, let's figure out what the hell's going on with Bitcoin. We've just broken through 40K again. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so as you and your viewers are probably painfully aware, when I'm bearish, I'm relentlessly bearish, but I will always be bearish until I have a reason not to be. Now, this most recent rally, which I believe, let me get a screen share here. Yeah. This most recent rally is the exact opposite of what we saw with the downside liquidation. So this area right here was longs being liquidated. This move right here was shorts being liquidated. So, it's a double-edged sword. We can get liquidations to the upside where everybody makes a lot of money, and we can have liquidations to liquidations to the long side where it goes down, and liquidations to the short side where it heads up. The reason I'm leaning towards this being a short squeeze liquidation is just the increase in volume. This is not organic volume. This is automated. This is just trades being hit through the automated market makers of Binance and BYBIT and wherever one of these exchanges hit $48,000. So it's a good sign. So this is a sign of strength. I will be relentlessly bearish until I have a reason to be bullish. This is a reason to be bullish. Now, we're not quite at that level that I would consider to be a true confirmation. What I'm looking for a true confirmation. Now, I'm very excited with this move, but I haven't become a participant to the long side just yet.
We don't actually have your chart up there at the moment, buddy.
Oh, we don't. No. You're sharing. It says sharing screen on my end. Maybe I'll stop sharing and start sharing again. Share screen. It says you're sharing the screen on my end. Can we get confirmation in the chat, maybe?
Yeah, can somebody let us know here? I'm just jumping around software here. I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
Let me try something else. No, I've got a blank screen from you.
Huh. Well, let me try an application, I guess. Does that do anything?
There we go. We gotcha.
Okay. All right. So, this rally right here, it's not an organic increase in demand. So, I am kind of approaching it with a little bit of caution, but it's hitting signals. It's hitting parameters that I was looking for levels to overtake. So, down here, I was looking to overtake 34. No problem. I was looking to overtake 36. 36 was kind of a main pivot point for me. So we've clearly passed 46. We've cleared the top of my channel here for the Wyckoff reaccumulation right at around the $40,000 mark. And we're looking for just the teeniest, tiniest wick, above 41,320 on my chart. Just $1 more than that, and that's a confirmation for me that there's a potential for a trend change here. Now, what's going on in the market is things are breaking out and they're not retesting quickly. So, if you're going to be a breakout trader, don't be afraid to just, leave the perfect entry behind. Traders get really hung up on getting, when they make an entry, they don't want to see down. They only want to see up. I mean, It's human nature, but there really is no such thing as a perfect entry. in trading. You can get lucky, and by all means, like, it happens. If you trade often enough, you'll get perfect entries. They happen, but they shouldn't be like, oh, I can't get into a trade if I don't have that perfect entry. So the strength of this move, I like. I would like to, I think the market would like it if we got some sort of retracement down to the 36 level, something like that, and then a bounce off of there, committing above that 41.3 mark. But this is in Wyckoff known as a sign of strength. This is a signal of strength. This is the asset showing its ability to mark up. So the amount of volume that's coming in is relatively low, and the result of that trading volume is high. We're seeing really powerful rally with not a ton of trading volume. That's a good thing. That's what we're wanting to see. So, you know, I am looking for just that wick above that 31.3 mark for us to really start to, you know, get in on that pullback. But this is a really healthy sign. So this is the first kind of glimmer of hope, I guess, for a potential reversal to the upside. So it's a good thing, you know, and the market's reacting appropriately. We're seeing a lot of altcoins, specifically in the NFT gaming space, start to move on very weak fundamental reasons. So that's indicative of a healthy cryptocurrency market. When things are moving for no reason, you know, we're tickety-boo.
Well, what do you mean by weak fundamentals in the gaming space? I think
projects like Sand, where, you know, they're basically selling NFTs that don't actually do anything yet. I mean, you're front running. It's more of a speculative play. And projects like Alice has been doing very, very well. There's no game to play. There's no marketplace to even buy the NFTs. There's nowhere to stake the tokens. So, you know, projects like that, you know, we're seeing the Axie Infinity ecosystem bring a ton of attention, and people are like, wow, look what Axie did. What else is a gaming token? And that's all that's really going on here. So you're seeing speculation on anything that claims to be an NFT gaming token.
Yes. Well, I mean, as you gave us a nice shout out on your channel the other day, we really look at the fundamentals primarily on hard forking. We've been covering the gaming space for a good while now. I agree with what you've said there. I think people are FOMOing into the space in general, but I do think there are some gems in there for sure.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. On that note, I mean, what else have you got your eye on from a fundamental point of view? And this shows obviously technical analysis. Any charts in particular in the gaming space that you think are worth a look?
Well, I mean, fundamentally, there is no. So in Wyckoff, what we do is we take the sector as a whole and we compare the sector to look for the leaders. So, you know, from a Wyckoff perspective, if you're wanting to participate in the leaders, you're in Axie, you're in AXS. So, you know, it's kind of hard to say how much juice is left in the tank. And that's common for most of these types of trades. Like if we just quickly pull up Axie here, just to kind of give it a perspective as to what we're looking at. Isn't it? It's getting really well. I mean, my AXS was bought at $4, so I'm not complaining too much. But you know, this was the place to buy. As soon as we broke out of this accumulation, this was the place to buy. But everybody wants to buy in up here because this is where it gets all the media attention. This is where YouTube picks it up. So, you know, a lot of people end up buying a lot of assets at the wrong time. You just got to let this stuff go. Look at the technicals first, or if there's projects that you're familiar with that you're bullish on, look at the technicals and see, is it in a markup? Because the longer we spend trending to the upside, the riskier your entry becomes. It doesn't mean that you can't invest in Axie. It just means that, you know, investing right now is very risky, and there's a ton of downside risk when you're entering at these levels. But the point I'm trying to make is Axie is the leader of the NFT gaming space right now. If you compare any NFT gaming token, Axie is the one that is leading. So in Wyckoff, we look to participate in the leaders. So when I'm looking at these other tokens, they're minor momentum plays. Like, you know, you've got a little bit of some bullish action off of Sand. Nothing, you know, to write home about, but, you know, it is rallying. We've got some bullish momentum on Alice. Again, you know, it's kind of leaving its accumulation. We got some tentative targets up at $25, but, you know, I just feel like, when Axie turns, all of these tokens are going to turn. So as Axie gets closer and closer to its local peak, if you are not participating in the AXS token as a trade, and you're participating in one of these other tokens as a trade, pay attention to the leader, because the leader is going to give you the signal. Don't think that Alice is going to catch up to what Axie did. Alice will turn where Axie turns. Yep. And that's basically what you're looking for.
Have you got a Rev chart there? It's one we've looked at many times. I'm up significantly.
Yeah, Revs.
On it. I'm just wondering whether to stay in there. What's the chart?
I would stay in. So what we're looking at with Rev, considering your entry and your average price, you're not catching the momentum as a trader. You've got a really good accumulation position on this one. So, I took a position up here as I thought we were breaking out at 17 cents and took a real big dump right down to the bottom of there. Didn't manage to average in, but we've recovered. So now, I'm above my entry on Rev. This is what's known as a megaphone pattern. These are very bullish patterns as they leave an accumulation. The accumulation on Rev is not substantial. So it's not a super long accumulation period that we have here. So I wouldn't, I would be surprised if we make it to the all-time highs, somewhere around 65 cents. But, it's in a bullish posture. So there's no reason to be exiting your position right now, because if this plays out as an accumulation, it's theoretically just getting going. So we're going to begin to have that bullish structure continue, where we have those rallies and reactions. We break out of the channel, retest the top of the megaphone, and just build that stair step pattern up to probably around the 50 cent. Hard to say. I'm expecting for this to be able to break its all-time high, it will need to go through some sort of reaccumulation. So we might mark up to a certain point where we do a little bit of reaccumulation at a higher level, and then that'll give us the ability to push forward. So, when you're looking at the NFT gaming space, most of the NFT gaming tokens don't actually have a playable game. Rev does. So, it's got an advantage there. Regardless of what we think of the pay structure, at least it has a functioning product, which, in theory should give it a little bit more legs.
Yep. Very good. Now, what's what else you got for us there? I'm in an ETH trade at the moment.
Yeah, we can take a look at ETH. So ETH is actually looking. So let's just get the macro here for a second.
Bids, obviously, huh?
Oh yeah, you got to. When we're bearish, we're bearish. And when we're bullish, we're bullish. When we're bearish, if I'm not going to short it, I'm going to place a stake bid. Okay. Yeah. And if those don't, fill and we start flipping bullish, I remove the bids and we participate. It's not, TA doesn't predict anything. It really doesn't. It's just an ability for you to interpret what's happening presently. When you're in a downtrend, you're bearish. If you can flip that and turn it around, you got to be able to flip that and turn it around. People get too stuck on their positions. I'll be the biggest bear on Monday and I will be the biggest bull on Tuesday if the chart tells me to. So, where we are right now, it's the similar posture that we're seeing with Bitcoin. It's giving us a glimmer of hope. It's giving us this sign of a trend reversal. And we just need those further confirmations that the macro players would be looking for. So, we'd be looking for, a few candle body closes on the daily to get above 30, let's call it, $2,400. And then if we come back down for a successful test that keeps above $2,000, anything above $2,000 is looking good. And then, if we can break above the channel at around 3K, hold a 3K test, we're off to the races, heading for new all-time highs. So, when we're in a downtrend, it doesn't mean short it. It just means, don't throw more money at it. Don't put a long in it in the way of a downtrend. Just, chill. No position is a position sometimes.
Absolutely. That's how I have been playing it for the last couple of weeks. As you know, actually breeding's kept me very busy. I'm sure many of our scholars are watching.
Yeah. It's really been really healthy for me as a trader to be involved with a side project where I'm able to earn cryptocurrency. I've been in the space since 2015. This is the very first time I've ever earned a cryptocurrency. And it's very different. It's very different with mindset. It's very different with approach. You're not constantly looking at the charts like, oh, what do I think SLP is going to, like, where do I buy SLP? It's like, no, I just get SLP. It doesn't matter. So it's been a really valuable distraction in a sideways trading range. And it's been an ability for me to not take as much risk as a trader when we are sideways, because I know that I have this other source of bullish income coming in from this side project where I'm earning cryptocurrency. So
Yeah.
it's been really grateful, and I'm grateful to you and the channel here on Hard Forking for bringing it to my attention. So guys, if you are not subscribed here, subscribe. It costs you nothing. If you see a red button, fucking turn it gray. It's a good channel. So please, subscribe.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I don't hype up the smash the likes and subscribe enough. Quite clearly, I think we're about to break 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, though, which is nuts.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. Yeah. Quite an achievement.
Yeah. So, any other charts of note for us at the moment?
One that's kind of, I would say there's a sector. So, right now, the gaming tokens are really the healthiest sector that we're seeing inside of the ecosystem right now. What's nice about a leading sector is it gives permission for other sectors to begin to become bullish again. So, Bitcoin has given some bullish signals of legitimacy. Maybe we found a bottom. Maybe we could continue to higher levels. Ethereum is also giving the space permission. And the gaming tokens are showing real fundamental demand that's actually providing good trading setups and good profits. So the market is transitioning. We haven't quite reached that point of, hey, we're back in a bull market, but the market is shifting. And at a sector that I'm keeping a close eye on is just the DeFi sector. So DeFi in general, if you, whether you trade on FTX or not, add this to your watch list. This is the DeFi perpetual futures contract. It's a basket of the larger DeFi coins that exist. And this is a sector that really does move when it starts to get going. So it's often an index that I like to pay attention to if I am that type of trader that likes to participate in certain coins like, Aave, Compound, Uniswap, SushiSwap, all of those other, tokens, MakerDAO, all of those types of DeFi protocols. You can pay attention to that entire sector by just using the DeFi perp. So what we're looking for on the DeFi perp is it looks like we've bottomed. We've established our preliminary support, and we're beginning to trade sideways within our trading range. Doesn't look like it's ready to go just yet, but we could see just a little bit more bullish action in the macro cap, the high market cap coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum before these more speculative sectors begin to get going. But we've kind of bottomed here. So what we would be looking for is just a break above this channel. A break above this high right here would signal that DeFi is looking really healthy. So if you see a higher candle body close on this index, it's time for you to go and take a look at the DeFi coins that you're interested in. I don't necessarily tell people which coins to go and buy because the market kind of moves as a whole. So it's important for you to be convicted to your position. So if there are DeFi protocols that you like, if you like Uniswap, just pay attention to the DeFi sector and it'll tell you, hey, looks like we got something going on with Uniswap. And you can kind of play it as a whole. And if you're the individual who does not know which one to pick, then go to FTX and buy the perp. It's a basket of 50 different DeFi tokens. Maybe not 50, but 20, 25.
They've reduced the leverage down to 20, for God's sake, Baloo, from 100. What the hell's going on?
Well, they got to keep you degens in check. I think that's another thing that's really fundamentally bullish about the space. I think I talked about this on the stream the other day, just how it adds another layer of legitimacy. When a real investor...
Stream. You're right. You're right about the shit coins. It was a very good, very good stream.
Yeah, when you try to bring somebody with real money, like a fund manager or somebody, they're just warming up to Bitcoin. If you go to them and they like, if a fund manager asks you, hey, what's important in this space, and you take them to fucking pickle dick on Binance Smart Chain and you have it on 100x leverage on Binance, like, we need legitimacy in the space. So lowering the leverage to 20x is more than appropriate. You will have no problem getting liquidated in those positions. Don't worry, degens, you'll be just fine. And secondly, it's just, again, it's more compliance. It's regulatory compliance so that, people are going to take you more seriously. If an exchange is offering 125x leverage, I mean, you can't be taken seriously because it's gambling. We can make arguments as to whether trading is gambling or not, but if we want real money to come into this space, we need to at least look like we're professional.
Yeah,
and Binance Smart Chain and other ones just.
Well, I mean, yeah, sort of coming to maybe the quick fundamental chat with you. Thoughts on the latest Tether fight? Are you worried about that? CZ stepping down. We've obviously got Janet Yellen doing her thing in the US as well. There's a hell of a lot going on at the moment. To what degree do you think the Elon Musk or the what was it called, the B conference the other day, we saw a big move. We've obviously had rumors about Amazon. What's your overall sort of take on where we're at right now from a fundamental perspective?
So I think the fundamentals are separate from the news for me. The news is constantly popping up, the bullish news, the bearish news. I kind of separate myself from that quite a bit because I can see when the market is adopting cryptocurrency and when it's rejecting cryptocurrency. In the past, typically cycle to cycle, when there's FUD, we're bullish. Unless we're in a well-established bear market, if there's FUD and the charts are going up, the FUD isn't going to do anything except keep people on the sidelines for them to FOMO in at higher levels. Yeah. Where I begin to get worried is when we get into the territory of a paradigm shift. This is a guarantee. This is the trade of the century. You enter right here at, put your entire portfolio in at this level because we have a lock. This is a guarantee. We're getting full adoption. That's when I get worried. When I see FUD, all it tells me is that there's going to be more money on the sidelines for people to FOMO in at higher levels. So I'm not really worried.
Okay. All right. So can we just go to close out the show, just a quick look at that Bitcoin chart again?
Yeah.
Just talk us through what are the key levels you're looking at here, very short term, next 24 hours.
Well, I will be definitely watching this area right here. So if we get a break above this high, even if it's $1, I would take that trade. I would take that trade as a breakout trader. Okay. That's my strategy. I wouldn't go 100% of my position. It would be, a portion of my position, maybe 25% of my anticipated position, because in the event that, we do get a rejection here, we'll be looking for an LPS to kind of add to that position for a breakout. Yep. I think this is a very healthy rally. I want to see us come down, but, we don't have to come down. We can just break out. So, I'll be watching this level. The next level to watch is kind of this area right here, which coincides with the bottom of the previous distribution. So if we do get a rejection here, we might get a pretty severe rejection from this area. So, we're not out of the woods yet, but this rally is looking very good. I like this rally a lot. And I think that it's showing strength at a very opportune time for us to, look at becoming a participant.
Okay. Very, very good. Okay. Anything else today before we wrap it up?
No, I think that's it. I'm trying to erase all my drawings, but I guess it doesn't want to erase. It's just a matter of, let's not FOMO or anything. There's no reason to you have time if you are wanting to invest here. We have further confirmations. Yes, those confirmations come at higher levels. And a lot of people don't really understand why I wait to pay more for something that I think is going to go up. But it's about the confirmation. You pay for a premium to have kind of, confidence in your position. So for me, we're waiting for some higher levels. If you want to become a participant here, if I was to speculate, I don't think it's a bad time to just front run a bullish idea because I am quite bullish on crypto as a whole and we are fundamentally quite strong. But from a technical point of view, we got to get above that 41.3, and then we're looking really tickety boo.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us again today, Baloo. If you want to jump on Friday for our gaming show, you're more than welcome. Yeah, so what else have we got coming up this week? We're back here tomorrow with Leanne and Jesse. The live show on Friday. But yeah, thanks, mate. I think you've answered my questions there. I'm holding holding firm at the moment. But yeah, just you think?
Well, you entered your shorts as a hedge, right?
Yeah.
So when you're entering at a hedge, don't look at the P&L, because the P&L is negative. It's a mind game. They show you that P&L to scare you out of your position. You're using it as a hedge. So basically, where you entered, you locked in the price of your asset. So if you shorted Ethereum, you locked in a price of Ethereum. So don't feel too bad. It's just you locked in a certain price. So, if you're going to cut it, you're going to cut it. If we get a wick above 41.3 on BTC, I think there could be a possibility of a test, but we could also break out. So if it were me, I'd probably cut it there. But that's what you might be cutting it at the top as well. So it's a bullish confirmation. So if we keep getting bullish confirmation after bullish confirmation after bullish confirmation, you might want to consider cutting your short.
Yeah. All right. Very good, mate. I'll no doubt be in touch tomorrow for.
All right. Sounds good.
Listen, thanks for your time, buddy, and thanks to everyone for watching. Short and sweet today, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Cheers now.